Rita? Rita! Where are you? Didn't you hear me knocking? Stupid friggin' key. Tommy, shh, you're gonna wake the neighbours. Ah, fuck the neighbours. Shh. Anyway, you don't even like the neighbours. My dad walks through the front door and down the hallway toward my mum, who's at the bottom of the stairs. But he trips over, flat on his face. Ah, sure, Jesus Christ, Tommy, you're gonna kill your bloody self. Oh, fuck, me arm. Why? Why are you doing this, Tommy? Why are you doing this to me? You promised me. Remember? You promised. Oh, Rita, don't go off on me. I've only been out wetting the baby's head. Ah, sure, that little one. She'll be drowned. All the wetting of her head you're doing. My mum turns away and goes and sits at the bottom of our stairs. I wait for them to start arguing, but they don't. My mum just starts to cry instead. You promised me, Tommy. You promised me. Ah, sure. What am I going to do with you? Well, you can get me up off this floor for starters, love. Sure, can I now? Can I? My mum gets up and she goes over to my dad. But she can't budge him, can she? Because my dad's huge and my mum's tiny. So she falls flat on her bum. Sure, Jesus Christ. What are we like? The bloody pair of us. The coast seems clear, so I heads downstairs to give them a hand. Oh, Gilly, love, I didn't see you there. All right, Queen, come, Ed, give us a hand. Me and me mum, we get me dad up onto his knees and then onto his feet. And I notice his curly hair's all wild and sticking out, and his face is bright red and shiny, and the bottom buttons of his shirt are open and his big beer belly's hanging out over his trousers. Oh, Gilly, it's not every day a fella becomes a proud dad at 41. Wait till you see her. She's a little princess, and she's a Sagittarius, full of fire, just like her dad. Jesus Christ, help us. Oh, come here, Queen. Give us a kiss. Asher, Tommy, get off me. Gilly, I loved your mum from the minute I set eyes on her, I did. Ah, when Irish eyes are smiling. Asher, Tommy, don't be going all bloody soppy on us now. Ah, but you couldn't resist me dancing, could you? He grabs hold of me mum and he swings around and they end up falling on our couch. My mum flat on my dad's knee. She bends in and she fixes the buttons on his shirt and my dad kisses her on the head. Ah, she's the only one for me, Gilly, and she always will be. I'll take you home again, Kathleen. Ah, Jesus Christ, Tommy. No one ever said you could bloody sing, though, did they? Ah, 2 out of 3 isn't bad. Sean, my younger brother, he appears at the living room door. He's 10, whole year younger than me. Dad, go on, sing Danny Boy for us. Ah, Sean, Jesus Christ, come here. Don't be encouraging the old man now. Of course I can, son. For your mum's dad, old I.R.A. Gillespie, grandfather of yet another English heathen child. My mum starts to fill up at the mention of her dad in Ireland. And I put my arm round her. Well, Mum, don't be sad. You said we was going to go to Ireland next year for our holidays. She just smiles and nods. We all link arms. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. Tommy, my elder brother, he appears through the back door. Bleed now. It's like the cat's quiet in here. Who asked your fucking opinion. Well, Tommy just shrugs and makes his way up the stairs. And my mum hurries me and our Sean up after him, back to bed. I thought it was too good to be true. It's New Year's Day when the taxi appears at our front door, and I runs down our hallway and opens the door before our Pauline can even get the key in the lock. And there's my mum, standing on our step holding her new baby. Helen, that's what she's called her. £5, 5 ounces she was. She was born on the 15th of December 1973, just in time for Christmas. But she couldn't come home, see, because she was premature. She had to stay in an incubator because she was all yellow. Sure, Jesus, Gilly, it's freezing out here. Are you going to stand there gawking at us till we drop dead of the cold? Oh, I'm sorry, Mum. I stands back and I lets them through, and I follows them into our living room. And I watches as my mum slowly lowers her little baby into her crib. Gilly, come on. Come and say hello to your little sister. I goes and stands next to my mum. I can hear her breathing and smell her eau de toilette perfume and the leather from the gloves we bought her for Christmas. And I know how much she wants me to like her baby. She's asleep and she has a blanket wrapped around her. I can see her little eyelashes and she has a little squishy nose and a tiny little pink bow for lips. Mum. Mum. Yes, love, yes. Well, Mum, I'm glad that you didn't die. And that, well, your baby, that she didn't die neither. Oh, Queen. Well, we wasn't going to die. She puts her arms round me and kisses me on the head. It's a new year, Gilly. And we're a new family now. And little Ellen here, well, she'll make us happy. Well, you'll see. And little Ellen, well, she starts screaming at the top of her tiny little lungs. I should, Jesus. I forgot to tell you, oh, bloody hell breaks loose when she wants a bottle. Mum, shall I get a bottle ready? That's our Pauline. She's always in charge. Gilly, would you like to hold her? Me? But Mum, are you sure it's okay? Of course it's okay, love. Takes a seat on our couch and I watches as my mum slowly unwraps her baby and she picks her up and she stops crying just like that. Oh. She has the pink baby grow on that me and me nan bought her from Ethel Austin's. It's one of those ones for premature babies. It's the smallest one you can buy. And imagine, even that's too big on her. I watches as my mum tests the heat of the milk on the back of her wrist. She lowers the baby into my arms. Now, Gilly, keep your elbow up like that, so you need to support her head. Now, don't be squeezing the life out of her. But she's heavier than I thought she'd be. And her little hand grabs hold of my finger and her thumb pokes out like that. Oh, and she's got the most perfect little fingernails that you've ever seen. And these tiny little half-moon cuticles. She looks up at me with her big blue eyes. It's like she knows who I am. And that she's dead glad to see me like. I get this funny feeling in my belly. It's like I'm going to cry. It's not because I'm sad. It's because I can feel that she loves me. But not like me mum or me dolls love me. This is different. But this is Angel's love. I pulls her in close and, well, it doesn't say anything to my mum because it's a secrecy between me and Ellen. And and I watch my mum. She goes over to the crib. And you know what? After that, my mum says that I can be trusted to take care of Ellen lots. She says that I can be trusted because, well, I'm a natural. A natural mum, that is. It's Saturday night, and I'm at home again, babysitting. Well, see, because my mum, she got a job in the psychiatric ward at Fazackley Hospital, and she works nights on the weekends. And well, my dad, he's down the pub. And our Kathleen, well, she's supposed to be here, but she's out snogging her boyfriend somewhere. And our Pauline's out at Sheila Dean's house, that's her best mate. And our Tommy's out, well, getting into trouble. And our Sean's asleep in bed. And I'm here in my mum and dad's bedroom with Ellen. Because she's woken up, see, and I can't get her to go back to sleep. I've tried everything. I've even walked up and down with her for ages, you know, patting her on the back in case she's got wind. But well, she doesn't seem to have wind. I've even made her dolls and her toys sing and dance and everything, but nothing makes any difference. So I've dumped her on my mum's bed, and she's sitting in her little teddy bear pyjamas, and she's clutching hold of pink blankie, and she's just screaming. Well, I've got a headache now, haven't I? And I just want to go to bed and put my head under the covers and just go to sleep. So it takes her off the bed. Ellen! Shut up! And she does. Just like that. But the next thing, her little lip starts to quiver. And her whole face, it just crumples. And she starts screaming even louder than she was before. And her face is beetroot, and it's streaming with snot and tears. Shut up, shut up, shut up! And it dumps her in her cot, and it turns out the light, and it slams the door. And it goes downstairs. And it sits on our couch in the dark. God, I don't know what else to do. After a while, well, it goes quiet, see. So I goes back upstairs. And he opens the door real slow. Oh, and there she is. She's sitting in her cot, and she's holding onto the bars, and she's sobbing. The minute she sees me, she scrambles up onto her little chubby legs and pokes her arms through the bars toward me. So I goes in and I turns on the light and I lifts her up. And she snuggles herself into me and rubs her little snotty face from side to side. I feel really bad now. Because I can feel it. I can feel that she still loves me, see, with all of her angel love, even though I've been so horrible to her. I looks at her little face and she looks up at me with her big blue eyes. I pulls back the covers of my mum and dad's bed and I climbs in with her. And I holds her real close to me. I'm sorry, Ellen. I'm sorry. She just pulls up the covers and turns out the light. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. Get out of my fucking bed now and put that baby back. Dad, don't shout. Mind your own fucking business and get to bed. He comes over to the bed and he snatches Ellen off me. I jump out after her. Dad! Dad, leave her alone! Dad, leave my baby alone! Ha! Your baby! Your baby! And he pushes me out the bedroom and slams the door. She's not your baby, you stupid fucking idiot! It's cold and it's dark on our landing, and I've just got my nightie on. I leans up against the door and, well, I listens. Who's her daddy's girl? Oh, who loves her more than anyone in the whole wide world? And he blows a big raspberry on her belly. Well, see, because she loves that. She giggles. After a while, well, I can hear him snoring. So I opens the door, just a little bit. And I can see them. They're asleep on top of the covers. And my dad, well, he's just in his undies and he's lying face down with his big hairy arm across Ellen. Well, I can't move her now, can I? Without waking him up. I has to go to bed. So I goes and, well, I gets in my bed. And I lies there for ages. Worrying, you know. Worrying in case he rolls over in the night. In case he suffocates her. In case he suffocates my baby. I'm woken up the next morning by Walton church bells making their usual Sunday morning racket. I can smell fish. That's me dad. He's downstairs making his usual breakfast on a Sunday, salt fish. I goes down and I offers outside our kitchen. And I can see Ellen. She's in her high chair. She's still got her little teddy bear pyjamas on. But my dad's made her mashed up boiled eggs with little tiny bread soldiers with butter on. And she's got egg all over her face and in her hair. And our Sandy's sitting next to the chair waiting to catch a stray morsel. My dad's standing at the cooker. He's got his best brown trousers on. And he's got a clean white shirt, and his face is shaven, and his wild curly hair's all slicked back. And I can see one of his shirts, it's ironed on the back of the chair, and his tie's hanging on the knob of the door. He has a spatula in one hand, and a tea towel over his shoulder. Aha! Would Madame like a cup of tea? What's the occasion? Oh, just my two beautiful daughters, that's all. And he starts to pour me a cup of tea in one of my mum's best china cups. It's got they've got little roses on them and tiny little saucers. Sugar? 2.5, please. I takes me seat at the table. My dad puts our plates down. I noticed that Ellen's chewing on something. Dad, what's Ellen chewing on? Oh, it's just one of those things that you give babies, you know, when they're getting teeth for them, because it hurts. Getting teeth hurts. Why, like? Oh, I don't bloody know. Ask your mother. She's the nurse. Dad? But Dad, Ellen cried a lot last night, Dad. Do you think it was her teeth? Oh, probably. Babies scream blue bloody murder when they're getting teeth. And we're in for lots of sleepless nights, I can tell you. My dad just starts eating his fish. And I can feel my face go all red. Because, well, I think, well, maybe he knows what happened last night, you know. I watches him as he eats his fish and he sucks the bones really loud like. I don't have any bones in my fish because my dad took them out real careful like, you know, so as I don't swallow one and choke to death. He takes a big slab of bread and butter and he cleans up his plate. He eats it, pushes himself back from the table. That was delicious. Even if I did cook it myself, Gilly. He lights up one of his Woodbine cigarettes. So, missus, tell us what it's like in the big girls' school then. Well, I want to tell him that I'm brilliant at history, geography and math, and all the teachers think I'm a genius. And the girls in my school are dead kind and friendly, you know, and I've got lots of new mates. But I don't want to lie. But lucky for me, Ellen starts crying and I whips her up out of her high chair. Oh, there she goes. Do us a favour, Queen. Clean her up for me and change your nappy. Me and her's off to church. And he takes his shirt and his tie and he heads off up to the bathroom. And by the time he comes back, Ellen's all squeaky clean in her Sunday best. And he takes her and heads off onto the step. And I watches him as he puts her up onto his shoulders. And he heads down our street towards my nan's house for a cup of tea and a gab. And then off to the only church that I know that sells beer. The pub. The door's open when we eventually get to Grandad's cottage. And the minute he hears us on the step, he pounces out like a cat. Ah, sure, where have you bloody been? I thought the boat had sunk in the middle of the Irish Sea and all. Auntie Bear, my mum's youngest sister, short for Bernadette, as she pipes up. Daddy, I told you that the boat from Liverpool wouldn't be getting into Dublin until... Oh! He waves his hand at her to shut her up and she stands back and she just shrugs like. My granddad's eyes are blue and twinkly and he has snow white hair and it's all combed back dead smooth and he has a clean shaven face and a black suit on with a black tie and a white shirt and the creases in his pants are so sharp they'd cut your throat. He reminds me of a chimpanzee. But him and my mum, they have the same nose and chin. It's like the sideways view of the man in the moon. You know that? He's still staring at me, because I have Ellen on my hip, see. Ah, sure, she's the bloody image of Gilly. Now fancy that. Ellen turns her head away and she nuzzles it into me. Ah, come on, little one. Now don't be shy. She starts crying. So Auntie Katie, who's my granddad's second wife, she jumps out from behind him. Ah, sure, Johnny, don't be making such a racket. You're scaring the life out of the little one. Oh, Rita, how marvellous that you could get away on a little holiday and all. She puts her arms around my mum and gives her a big squeeze, and her eyes go all watery. Oh, and you're looking so well. And the kids, sure aren't they bonny? Gilly and Sean and, and little Helen. Meanwhile, Grandad's still staring at us. The bloody likeness of it. 'Tis uncanny now. Rita, are you sure she's your baby? Well, Daddy, to be honest with you, these two, they're as thick as thieves, and well, sometimes I wonder myself. Come on in now, the lot of you, in off the step. Oh, whatever will the neighbours be thinking? And yous must be gasping gasping for a cuppa. We goes inside Auntie Casey's house, and it's the tiniest, neatest, most perfect house that I have ever seen. And there's hardly any room for us all. And me and our Sean and my cousin Deirdre and Ellen were all squeezed onto this tiny green couch. And my mum and Auntie Bear are sitting over there on the dining room table and chairs. And Grandad, he takes his place in the big brown stuffed chair. And he lights a ciggy. Meanwhile, Auntie Casey runs backwards and forwards from the kitchen with fresh baked Irish soda bread, ham, cheese, butter, and a teapot with a little yellow hand-knitted tea cosy on it, and a whopper of a homemade apple pie. Ah, Cherise, leave it alone. I can manage myself. Bernadette, stop it now. Grandad has an ashtray on a little round wooden table next to his chair, but he never uses it. He just flicks ash wherever his hand happens to be at the time. Now, Rita, how's that heathen country you call home? And Nana Beggs, is she well? Ah, sure now. She's a fine old lady, she is and all. And Bernadette's house, sure, did you see Bernadette's house? Isn't it grand? I thought we'd all be dead and bloody buried by the time they'd finished building the thing. And the Shirleys? Are you going up the country then to visit the Shirleys? Daddy, I told you. Katie, have you finished your bloody commotion in the kitchen? Sure, we're all famished in here. Sure, we're all famished in here. That's Charlie. That's my Auntie Maura's cockerel. And it does that, imagine, in the middle of the day. And I thought they only did that in the night, in the morning, to wake you up. Auntie Maura's my mum's eldest sister, and she lives here on the new road in the big house that Grandad and great-granddad built, but she lives with Uncle Bob Shirley. Moira, will you get those feckin' kids out of my kitchen? Jesus, I can't hear myself think. Ah, it's got nothing to do with the kids, your lack of thinking, Bob Shirley. She says that while she bounces Ellen on her knee. Anyway, when are you two giving up the gab and getting me something to eat? My mum jumps up out of her chair. Ah, sure, Bob, what would you be liking to eat? And you lot, come on, the rain has stopped. Gilly, see if you can get Ellen to take a nap. There's a good girl. I goes over to my Auntie Maura to see if I can get Helen off her. Ah, sure, Gilly, no, not yet. Ah, sure, you'll break me heart, you will. Now, Moira. Oh, okay. Sure, your mammy. She's real bossy now, isn't she? Ah, sure, Jesus, she always was and all. And you two, oh, you're scrumptious. The little daughters, that I never had. Auntie Maura's eyes go all wispy, see? Because she's got 3 boys, Robert, Johnny and Edward. Go on, off with you now. Mwah. That's the chickens. Oh, Sean, Johnny and Edward go chasing after them. And Robert, who's the eldest, he comes over and he takes Ellen off me. Come on, let's go see the Sheridans and I'll show you where we get the milk, fresh from the moo cows. Moo, Ellen goes. And we makes our way down the crunchy lane. Everywhere smells so gorgeous and everything's dead sparkly after the rain. And Robert, well, he's dead handsome. He's tall and slim and he's got brown wavy hair and big brown eyes. He's not much of a talker though. I think he'd make a good husband. Better than my dad and his dad and granddad, that's for sure. We comes to a clearing in the edges and we looks out. Oh, wow, it's a rainbow. Ah, sure, quick, Gilly, make a wish. I close my eyes real tight and I wishes for Robert Shirley to immediately stop being my cousin. Gilly. Well, I'm really glad that she came. And little Helen, well, she's the first little baby girl I ever held. You know that? She really? Yeah. Mammy had a little girl, you know, but she died when she was just a few hours old. I know. My mum told me. It was Johnny's little sister, wasn't it? Sure it was. What happened to her? I don't know. Oh, why don't you know? Well, Mammy never talks about it, see. And if anyone ever mentions it, she gets all sad like. Well, I'm glad Ellen didn't die. Aren't you? Sure, Ellen wasn't going to die. She's as large as life. Oh, and I could eat her on a butty. Thank you for coming, Gilly. You've made everything good around here, and you've cheered my mammy up no end. Oh, you're welcome. And he gives him a big kiss on the cheek, and he goes bright red. And the next thing I hear is a car pulling up, and we turns around, and well, it's Uncle Bob Shirley in his big black old car, and he's got the window wound down and his elbows leaning out. Robert, put that bloody baby back and get into this car now. We've got men's work to be doing. And Robert just gives me the baby. And he jumps into the car and they whisk away. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. The rain has stopped now, and the clouds have all cleared away. The sky's lovely and blue. And Ellen, well, she's tired now. She's sucking her thumb. So her climbs up onto a boulder. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. She closes her eyes. And I look out across the shiny meadows. And I imagine that the fairies and the little leprechauns, well, they come and take us away, so as we never have to go over the Irish Sea again to smelly old Liverpool.